Imagine a world with no selfies, no family portraits, no wedding albums. A world where memories were fleeting, gone in a breath, never to return. Now picture this. In the year 1826, a French inventor pointed a strange device out of his window and captured something that would change the world forever. This is the story of the first photograph ever taken. A blurry black and white window into the birth of visual history. Nicéphore Niépce wasn't a celebrity or wealthy inventor. He was a quiet Frenchman with a powerful curiosity. In the early 1800s, while others were fascinated by painting and sketching, Niépce became obsessed with a single question: can I capture light itself? He wasn't interested in drawing what he saw. He wanted reality to imprint itself onto a surface. But in a time without modern cameras, digital sensors, or film, this idea was nothing short of madness. Niépce began experimenting in his small attic lab in Burgundy. He coated metal and glass plates with chemicals, exposed them to sunlight, and waited, sometimes for hours. Most of his early attempts failed. The images faded. Some never appeared at all. Others washed away the moment they touched water. But Niépce didn't give up. He believed that light could be trapped. He just had to find the right combination. His breakthrough came when he used a substance called bitumen of Judea. When exposed to light, it hardened. When not, it stayed soft and could be washed away. Suddenly, Niépce wasn't just dreaming, he was developing. The year was 1826. Niépce set up his camera, really just a wooden box with a lens, on an upper floor of his house in Saint-Loup-de-Varennes. He pointed it out the window, toward the courtyard outside. The exposure time? Not seconds, not minutes, but 8 hours. That means sunlight shifted across the buildings during the day, creating strange ghost-like shadows. When he developed the plate, what emerged was breathtaking. A grainy image of rooftops, chimneys, and light angles. It was called View from the Window at Le Gras, the first photograph ever. At first glance, the photo might not impress you. It's gray, grainy, and lacks sharp details. But remember, this was the first time in history that light was frozen in place. The buildings in the photos seem oddly lit from both sides. Why? Because of the long exposure. Sunlight moved during the 8 hours, illuminating both the left and right walls. There are no people, no movement. Everything is still, silent. It's less of a snapshot and more of a ghostly imprint of time. And though it looks simple, it opened the door to everything from journalism to cinema. You'd think the man who took the first photo would be world famous, right? But Niépce's name faded into obscurity. He lacked money, connections, and recognition. After capturing the first image, he continued to experiment, but with failing health and little support. In 1833, just 7 years after making history, Niépce died quietly. He never lived to see how his invention would reshape human memory forever. Today, many people associate photography with Daguerre or Kodak, but it all began with a quiet man staring out a window at rural France. After Niépce's death, his former collaborator Louis Daguerre continued the work. In 1839, Daguerre introduced the daguerreotype to the world, a faster, sharper method of photography that caused a global sensation. Though Daguerre is often credited as the father of photography, he always acknowledged Niépce's role in their joint discovery. As photography evolved, so did society. society. We began capturing wars, weddings, space missions, even selfies. But none of it would have happened without that first grainy image taken from a window. That first photo, view from the window at LaGras, now lives in the archives of the University of Texas at Austin. It's delicate, faded, and locked away in a temperature-controlled vault. But what it represents is beyond precious. It's proof that even a quiet experiment in a dusty attic can change the world. So the next time you snap a selfie, take a group photo, or film your cat. Remember Niépce, the forgotten visionary who turned light into memory. After the daguerreotype came a wave of innovations. Glass plates gave way to flexible film. Cameras became smaller, faster, and cheaper. By the late 1800s, photography was no longer a rare art. It was a growing hobby. In the 20th century, companies like Kodak, Polaroid, and Canon transformed the way we take and share images. Then came the digital revolution. No more film, no waiting, just instant pixels captured by sensors and stored on memory cards. And now, billions of photos are taken every day, with devices small enough to fit in your pocket. The first color photo appeared in 1861, a beautiful image of a tartan ribbon created by physicist James Clerk Maxwell. It used red, green, and blue filters, the same method still used in screens today. The first digital photograph, on the other hand, came over a century later in 1957. It was a simple scan of a baby photo, but that scan marked the beginning of everything. Smartphones, Instagram, even facial recognition. Photography went from chemicals and glass to code and light. Today, museums around the world pay tribute to Niépce's work. His original photo is studied, preserved, and admired by historians, artists, and scientists. Streets in France bear his name. Photography schools honor his legacy. And yet, many still don't know the man behind the lens. That's why telling his story matters. Because the world remembers what we choose to spotlight. Did you know the most expensive photograph ever sold was a landscape called Phantom by Peter Lick for $6.5 million? Or that the first photo taken in space was snapped during a 1946 rocket launch using a repurposed war camera? What about this? The first selfie. It was taken in 1839 by Robert Cornelius, a man ahead of his time. From blurry rooftops to interstellar views, photography has captured every step of our evolution. One window, one camera, one man. That's all it took to begin a revolution in how we remember. From Nicéphore Niépce to the smartphone in your hand, photography has always been about one thing: freezing a moment so it never fades. If you found this story fascinating, subscribe for more firsts that change the world. Because history begins with a single frame.